what is next for President Trump? You know, what is next for him? We know he's going to take Greenland. We've already taken Venezuela. That's just the thing. We know he's going to take Greenland. But what is next? Like, what is after Greenland? You know what I mean? Like, this here is live now from Fox. So anyway, I'm going to have them all linked in my videos. I'm going to do all that stuff. Anyway, definitely subscribe to them. This is their original video. This is Greenland's latest. What comes next after President Trump's framework deal? Apparently, he has some sort of deal. This was put out 2 hours ago, so this is like breaking news. You know what I mean? Let's find out what's going to happen after Greenland, because Trump has some sort of a framework deal, and I swear to God, if I call, mark my words right now, I haven't seen this yet. Obviously, I haven't seen this yet. It's 2 hours long, and I've been on stream for 40 minutes, okay? It's 2 hours old. Anyway, my prediction, and you can quote me because this is in videos past, my prediction is that this Rasmussen guy is going to say no. No, we don't want to work with Trump because he's from Denmark. But Vivian something or another, who is like the Greenland representative, and then there's like the Greenland premier or whoever the heck he is. I think that Trump went behind Denmark's back and talked to Greenland specifically and said, listen, this is what's going to happen. These are your choices, and I think that they chose the U.S. And so that's my prediction on this. We're going to see if I'm right. If I'm right, you have to subscribe. And if I'm wrong, you have to comment on the video that I'm wrong.
Was President Trump putting out a Truth Social that really changed the trajectory for the markets? Take a look here. A big-time surge late in the trading day after President Trump announced that they formed, along with NATO, a framework for a future deal on Greenland. And that, of course, spiked the markets because he said there would be no tariffs on February 1st, so that changed up everything as well. So let's get more context on this all. Let's bring in our next guest to help out.
Wait, no tariffs on February 1st? What does that mean?
Break it all.
Okay, hold on. Wait, so if they withdraw, there's no tariffs on February 1st? Or, like, you guys are going to have to elaborate on this for me, please.
Down. Phil Stewart with Reuters, national security reporter. Great to have you on, Phil. And yeah, what a moment this was that really played out after President Trump speaking pretty much all day today.
I don't know if you guys were... I don't know if you're looking at the frame, but watch this guy on the left talking. Like, what is wrong with his mouth?
What a moment this was that really played out.
You know what? You know, the guys over here might actually be lizard people. There's no way that that's his normal mouth. Like, he's not used to talking with two lips, right? Like,
after President Trump speaking pretty much all day today.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a remarkable day. You saw the president back away from weeks of rhetoric that had really kind of shaken the NATO alliance and raised the prospect of a new global trade war.
Yeah, and let's talk about it, because earlier in the day for his big speech at the Economic Forum, he was putting a lot of pressure on Greenland, on Denmark, and really saying, going as far as speaking of the history of World War II and how big of an impact the U.S. was there. And now we...
It was. Listen, if the U.S. hadn't joined World War II, Europe would have fallen to Germany. And ultimately, it was all Japan's fault because Germany told them to leave us the hell alone.
Have this framework. So, what likely happened from that speech to that announcement on Truth Social?
Yeah, I'm not running defense for the Nazis, but all right, this is gonna get clipped. I'm not. Sure. Or whatever.
It's a great question. I think we're all asking that same question.
Listen. It's undeniable that there were many technological advancements that came out of the Nazi Party in Germany, particularly from World War II. Okay, they invented the cloverleaf highway system, right? So whenever you take an exit and you do that loop and get back on, you can thank the Nazis for that. So ultimately, they were also the first to visit Antarctica, so there was that too. Anyway. I'm fairly certain that they told Japan not to attack the United States, and then Japan thought, well, we're gonna bomb their naval base over there, unless I'm wrong, and unless the Nazis just said no, fuck it, do it, Japan. I think Japan acted on their own, and then we dropped the sun on them twice. So yeah, if the U.S. hadn't joined World War II and like fought with the Allies, they would have lost. Like the world, we would all be speaking German right now, probably.
Question right now is what is it that behind closed doors the NATO Secretary General and President Trump were able to agree on that allowed him to step back from what had been a pretty dramatic position about Greenland, even in that speech that was very public and it had met kind of mixed reaction with the crowd there in Davos?
Is this something that President Trump felt pressure as we saw what happened yesterday? Markets was really sliding. 10-year yields were rising. He looks at the markets a lot. He knows the impacts about that. Was there pressure for the president to get something on paper this week?
I think it depends who you ask. I think that, the president might say that, he was the one putting the pressure on allies to give him what he wants, but we don't know whether he got what he got out of these negotiations. So until we know a little bit more, it's hard to say, where the pressure was applied. Was it applied on him by these markets and by allies who are upset and the prospect of a major trade war impacting the U.S. economy, or was it that he was putting pressure on allies in a way that they had to concede to some of his demands? We just don't know yet.
And when do you think we will start to learn a little bit more about this framework deal?
I think we're going to continue to learn more and more as the hours go by. And, don't forget that tomorrow there had been an emergency meeting.
Okay, all right. So right here is where the United States has a military base already. Because of this military base, we guarantee the security of Greenland. Okay, that's just how that fucking works. This here is Nunuk, or Nuuk, or whatever. It's the capital of Greenland, as far as I'm aware. Now, it's not showing you, but if you were to go about 1,000 miles this direction, you'd be in Moscow.
Called by NATO allies to discuss this kind of dramatic escalation with the United States, and that meeting remains on track. They're still going to hold the emergency meeting. So you're seeing some cautious positioning by European allies. Germany's foreign minister expressed, a positive sentiment about President Trump's remarks, but also said, we have to kind of wait and see what the.
Okay, hey, look, he's reached a deal for a framework of something around Greenland. I want to see what this is. I really
Details
do.
are, and we shouldn't celebrate too soon that all of this has merely gone away. So you're seeing a mix of kind of cautious caution, really. I wouldn't even say cautious optimism from European allies, at least so far, while they're waiting for details about this agreement and waiting to see whether they really do meet the requests of President Trump for some, long-term U.S. position in Greenland.
And
we've been in Greenland for a really long time. We have a base there right now, and it's active, and we use it. And also, it's ours. I don't understand, and it's weird because Trump just came out and said it's ours, and then everyone came out and said no, it's not. Greenland's not for sale. And now there's a framework for more security in Greenland. So there's that. Fuck you, China and Russia. Like come on. Trump is a master class at baiting the rest of the world into doing whatever he wants them to do, because he knows they will do shit just to spite him.
This had a really, when I was looking at this today, just
like he is weaponizing their hatred for him, and I love it.
Going back in the hours that was today, I mean, it had a really feeling of back in April when we saw really the tariff war going on there. I'm going to put tariffs on this country, country, and then the pause, and then we saw that market really surge. It felt like a little bit of that today.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot.
It was. Listen, I don't understand. If you guys have not grasped by now that whenever the market takes a dip during Trump's presidency, you really need to just start flooding the market with money. Because whatever he is doing, it is going to increase the value of your dollar by leaps and bounds. The U.S. stock market keeps taking a dip, but it's already been at an all-time high like 6 times during his presidency. It's taking a dip just because of the uncertainty, but as soon as all the dust settles, it jumps right back up, oftentimes higher than what it was when it dropped.
volatility in the markets. There's a lot of volatility in politics, in global politics, and in global national security issues. It's a fascinating time to be a reporter, but it's also a tricky time to be an investor. So I think you're seeing that volatility play out.
It's not tricky. You just have to trust that Trump is going to be doing what is best for the United States of America, and as long as you are invested in the United States, you should be fine.
Market.
If you have your money in other, like, outside businesses, maybe pull it back in. Maybe you know.
And you're seeing all the reporters like myself and yourself, we're all just trying to play catch up here and figure.
I have money outside the country in exactly one spot, right? Like, so I invest in a company that's up in Alberta. It's a graphene company, but the thing is, Alberta is probably going to become part of the United States. So I'm waiting for that to happen because I will make a lot of fucking money.
Figure out what is going on.
Yeah, you never know when that next headline is going to come, or really, in this day and age, that new Truth Social is going to drop, and that changes everything. Phil, thanks so much for joining us on Live Now from Fox. We always appreciate it, and thanks so much for the context and insight.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. What we want to do now is play out the latest comments from President Trump the moment right after this Truth Social post came out. Let's listen.
Fantastic for the USA. That really for the U.S. It's everything with being a special national security and international security.
How so? Can you give us some details, please?
Well, the deal is going to be.
I'm going to give you details whenever the hell I feel like it. Dude, listen. Trump administration is crazy, and they basically do whatever they want, but their operational security is fucking phenomenal. They don't give you any information whatsoever until after the thing happens, right? Like, when they're in doing deals, they're not going to come out and go, well, we're talking about this, but, you know, if they don't go with it, we might do this, because that gives away all of your negotiation power, and Trump understands that. He wrote the art of the deal.
Put out pretty soon, and we'll see. It's right now a little bit in progress, but pretty far along. It gets us everything we needed to get.
Well, the U.S. say that convinced you?
Say it?
What did Mark Rutte say?
Well, he's a great leader. I think he's fantastic. The Secretary General was.
Here's how the meeting went. Denmark walked in and said, Mr. Trump, we're gonna let you do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Just let me keep it. Let us keep ownership, please. We are fucked if you don't. And Trump said, for now, I guess.
The other side, which is really us too, because, you know, we're a very important member of NATO. I've done a lot for NATO. And it's really nice. I mean, it's a deal that everybody's very happy with.
Does it still include the United States having ownership of Greenland like you've said you wanted?
It's a long-term deal. It's the ultimate.
Well, I mean, basically, yeah.
Long-term deal. And I think it puts everybody in a really good position, especially as it pertains to security and minerals and everything else.
How long?
He's not even hiding it. He's like, yeah, no, we're here for the resources, for sure. I mean, so what?
How long is it, Mr. President?
Spoken to other European leaders? What? Have you really spoken to?
God, you really don't understand how tall Trump is. He's like 6'5", right? Like, he's a big dude.
Other European leaders?
Yes, I am.
How long would the deal be, Mr. President?
Infinite.
The deal will be however long I fucking decide.
There is no
It's gonna be a deal. It's gonna be a beautiful deal. There's gonna be no expiration on this deal. It's gonna be that amazing. You watch.
time limit. It's forever.
And how would you ratify the deal?
It's signed forever.
But you haven't signed anything yet, right?
It's a deal that's forever.
It's signed forever. Wait, they haven't signed anything yet, right? Now, I'm not gonna... trust me, they've signed it already. I'm not gonna say that, but they've signed it.
Will there be an effect? Will there be an effect?
But people, what happens is people are out there and they're working it right now. They're working the details of the deal, but it's what's called an infinite deal. It's forever.
It's what's called an infinite deal. Yeah, you dumb bitch. Come on, you should know this by now. It's a deal that lasts for infinity. It's an infinite deal. That's just the name. It's what it's called. Did you even go to business school? God.
You talked about being concerned, Mr. President, about Russia trying to come and take over Greenland. If you're worried that Putin would do something like that, why invite him to join your board of peace?
Because we want everybody. We want all nations. We want all nations where...
Well, because I'm not an asshole, right? Like, ultimately, I don't care. Russia's basically just a third world country with a lot of landmass at this point. Like, tell you what, we'll buy the eastern half of Russia. How's that?
People have control. People have power.
We'll call it West Alaska.
That way we're never going to have a problem. This is the greatest board ever
New Alaska.
assembled. And everybody wants to be on it. But, yeah, I have some controversial people on it, but these are people that get the job done. These are people that have tremendous influence. And, if I put all babies on the board, there wouldn't be very much. So he was invited.
See, here's the deal. I'm going to invite the guys that I know are going to get the job done. If I bring a handful of pussies, then we're not going to get anywhere, right? So I'm going to bring my boys, okay? I'm going to bring the guys that I know are going to be here for the American people. I'm going to bring the guys that I know are going to be able to get it done, all right? I'm going to bring the guys that are whipping their cocks out. I'm not going to bring the guys that are sucking said cocks. You get what I'm saying? Like, you guys feel, you smell what I'm stepping in? Definitely subscribe if you get it.
He's accepted. Many people have accepted. I don't know of anybody that hasn't accepted. But it's going to be great. I think the Board of Peace will be the most prestigious board ever, and it's going to get a lot of work done that the United Nations should have done. And we'll work with the United.
We're going to do what is best for us, and we're tired of helping everyone else. Like, this is the central theme of the Trump admin, right? We're doing what's best for the United States. And if what's best for the United States means fucking you over, then so fucking be it. No nation is off the table, right? I don't care what treaty we have with you. It's all getting put under the microscope.
But the Board of Peace is going to be special. We're going to have peace. It started off with God.
This is absolutely what I voted for, man. Absolutely. Other than the Epstein shit, he definitely dropped the ball on that.
Gaza, the Middle East. We've got peace in the Middle East. Tremendous peace in the Middle East. Nobody thought that was possible. And that happened by taking out the Iran nuclear threat. Without that, it could have never happened. But the board is going to be, I think, really fantastic. And I think it'll be the most prestigious board of any board ever in world history. Thank you very much.
Right, that was the moment there. President Trump
Jesus, God, it scared the shit out of me, man. My God,
on camera just directly after putting that big post on Truth Social that read like this here.
He looks like a Nixon parody, right? Like, hang on, I'm gonna go back. There he is. Yeah, he looks like a Nixon parody, right? Like, come on, you guys see it? No? All right.
Just directly after putting that big post on Truth Social that read...
That big, beautiful post. Based upon a very productive meeting that I have had with the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Ruffalo. He sucked me off. It was beautiful. He went all the way to the balls. We have formed a framework for the future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region.
Like this here on Trump on Greenland, saying based upon a very...
This solution, if consummated, if we do consummate, which we did, I'm just not going to tell you, will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations, by extension, because, yeah.
Very productive meeting that I have had with the Secretary General of NATO. We have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire...
Oh, no, I read ahead a little bit. Is he making Marco Rubio fucking the head of that shit, too? As it pertains to Greenland, further information will be made available as discussions progress. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and various others as needed will be responsible for the negotiations. They will report directly to me. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Damn.
So we are going to take our first break here.
Okay.
We are back here for you on Live Now from Fox. Thanks so much again for joining us this afternoon and early evening. I'm your host, Mike Page. Always great to be with you. Let's continue to talk about President Trump's trip to Davos and what a big meeting it was for the president. And even before that, there was news made of Air Force One having to come back to Joint Base Andrews. So
yes, it was. All right, yeah. So basically, Air Force One took off. It didn't have enough fuel. They had to turn around and go back, right? Anyway, we've already talked about the Davos thing. We've talked about all that crap. And we talked about him going and getting sucked off by the NATO chief there. Anyway, Trump is doing what is best for the American economy, and be damned what any other country thinks about it, right? So he said we're going to own Greenland, and I think we are. I think that it's going to be, it might be a little bit, a couple of hoops we have to pass through, kind of like during his first term whenever he said that we're gonna build a wall, and you know what? We're gonna make Mexico pay for it. And the funny thing was, like, there was a couple of steps, but Mexico was essentially paying for that wall, so that was kind of funny. And that's probably something that's going to happen with the Greenland agreements as well, where the U.S. will be able to do basically whatever it wants over there, but on paper, Denmark still owns it. Even though the U.S. will be allowed to make decisions unilaterally without consent or even acknowledgement by other nations. Because again, we're going to do whatever the hell we want to, and there's not really anything that you can do to stop us. So definitely subscribe and like and hit the notification bells and follow me on all the things. All of my links will be in the description of my video. You're welcome to check it out. The proper pronunciation is Cecil, and I will see you guys on Sunday back here. I'm hoping to get some more activity in the chat, so let's do that, huh? All right, bye.